Hello, it's August 26th. It's my day 6. Corona is gone and gone from my system. Today I am less cough and I can taste my cooking and my food way much better than yesterday. So anyway, yesterday I started to talk about the subject of discipling to conversion, and that was Jesus' model. What that means is that Jesus brought his disciples from the point of not knowing him to the point where they discovered who he really was and were ready to follow him anywhere, even to die for him. So this is the model of disciple making that Jesus gave us. We all know that Jesus is the great teacher. He is the Lord. So if he is the great teacher, he must have showed us the most effective ways to teach. Think of discipleship. Think of discipleship is like a good parenting. So the good parents will bring up his or their children from a baby all the way to when they're able to release their children. So that is basically what discipleship is. It's really a good parenting. So when I talk about Jesus' teaching style, basically is how Jesus disciple. So today I want to talk about Jesus' teaching style number 1, which is outdoor teaching experience. I want to use the Sermon on the Mount from Matthew chapter 5, verse 5 to 11. I think everybody are familiar with the passage. So in this passage, Jesus conduct an outdoor teaching experience. So there were a mix of crowds, and disciples were there listening to him. And this was the early ministry. So that means that his disciples did not know anything about Jesus yet. So they only follow him because he invited them to follow him, follow me. So if you notice, in the whole gospel, all 3 gospel books, we can see that Jesus focused on his disciple first. He was mentoring them first. He groomed them to become his disciples, and thereafter to be the leaders who will take on his legacy. So in this passage, the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus stated what is necessary in the kingdom of God, what is real blessing or happiness, and what God promises. So for example, blessed are the gentle, for they shall inherit the earth. That was verse number 5. So there is a condition, being gentle, and the promise that comes with gentleness, with meekness, that one will inherit the earth. In the Sermon of the Mount, Jesus Jesus used this because it applies to everyone. His preaching is short, and he deals with ordinary things of life. We can tell that Jesus was sought after because his followers always sat next to him. And he's also, from this passage or other passages, you can see people always follow Jesus. That means he was approachable. That means he has a wisdom that other people never heard about. His authority, the way he speaks. His way is unique. People loves him. That's why people like to sit close to Jesus. So that is very obvious in wherever he goes. And of course, his enemies, the Pharisees and teachers of the law, always follow him. because they were curious, and they gained new wisdom, and they wanted actually want to know who he really was, because they were curious. So that is Jesus' teaching style number 1, that he used outdoor teachings experience so that he can touch more people, more crowds, to know who he really was. So question for today to ponder is that, in what way will you change your teaching style based on what you have discovered or learned about Jesus today from Matthew chapter 5 verse 5 until 11. Thank you. I will see you on my third video. Bye.